Why, hello, you beautiful souls. And if you're a fan of Soul Eater, we're tapping into soul resonance tonight. And really, what that means is an opportunity for you to balance out all of these natures that we have. I've only really recently come to fully embody that we not only live in a dualistic experience of, spirit and matter, or we can think of it as like the north and south, your highest self, that soul, and that earthly body, the primal self. But we also have that aspect of the, I guess you would say, timeline of yourself. So you have the youthful, childlike self that is innate, that is this body. And then you have that elder that you're becoming, that wise, patient, more tactful self, combined with the youthful curiosity, the ever aspirant. That is fundamental to really come into embody. And in the spiritual search, a lot of people can get stuck in this non-dualistic approach to life and living, that your beingness resonates through a higher self that really discredits the physical experience, that you live so non-dual, so indifferent, so compassionate, yet disconnected from source, that we fail to remember that we're humans in this experience as well. So the soul, in its essence, is that center point in which all these different, the youth and the elder, the primal earthly body, and the higher self, the eternal soul, all converge into one point, the cross. I had this in a vision, kind of like the native medicine wheel. And I've only come to really recently learn that a lot of other people talk about this. So it's kind of cool when we all tap into the ether web and have these individualized recognitions or independent recognition. So with this, we're going to really tap into that center point, that channel of the divine you are, and come to tap in. So what up, DMD? We about to resonate. So go ahead and get your last few wiggles out. Get a good stretch in. Take this opportunity to take a nice deep breath in. Fill yourself up full and let out a big sigh of relief. Do that 2 more times. Whatever sounds you need, allow it to release from the body. And out. Just releasing any tension, extra energy of the day. One last one. And let it drop. And as always, I lovingly invite you into the space of the heart, to tap into that pure witness, that silent observer, that divine knower, that window of awareness you are, that beautiful soul in which you have always been. When you hear the first 3 taps of the singing bowl, allow yourself to take a nice deep breath in. And as it rings, relax and lower the jaw and the mouth. And let out an A note. And allow that A to resonate like a sigh of relief. And as you close the mouth, the U and the M will form naturally. With tonight's meditation, be mindful of that 4th silent note of the Om. Quiet. Stillness. And allow yourself to separate from the internal happenings, the thoughts, the emotions, the physical sensations, and to remember that you are the witness. All of this experience is presented to you. It matters not what has arisen today or what will arise tomorrow. Allow yourself to give your full attention to this present moment, this ever unfolding now. And allow whatever is arising within your experience to be just as if you were watching a film or a show. Indiscriminately and indifferently observe. If you haven't yet, ensure you have a smile on this face, because again, this opportunity, this practice to simply lay and sit with yourself is one of the purest expressions of love, for you get to explore this great mystery of life from that divine portal into the divine you are. When you hear the final tap of the singing bowl, shift your attention fully to the sound of the bowl as it rings. And as it fades, so too allow your own beingness to drift into the stillness, the emptiness, to drop deep within yourself and observe all that arises with love, with openness, without tension. That center point in which you live, that window of awareness, is but a collection of these two dualities in which we live through and experience: the young and the old, life and death, and then the non-physical, the embodiment of these true divine opportunities we get to experience, that earthly and heavenly, that tangible and intangible union. For we're all encompassing in this human experience, and that is just this life and experience. One can see if we are imbalanced in either form, either embodiment of this experience we call life, chaos, suffering ensues. If we remain in our youth, in those traumas of the past, we never step into our ability to learn and grow. Therefore, some may end this life just as they began it, and the fact that their physical being has decayed and aged does not mean that they have embodied their elder self. For it is that older, wiser self that heals, that is the tactful, the one that uses the knowledge and turns it into wisdom, healing that younger self. And this is where we transcend time and space and come to see both embodied in the present moment all the time. For the self-absorption of our youth leads to that self-awareness, therefore giving us the opportunity to become self-masters, and then it just repeats another cycle: birth, death, and rebirth. Yet we must come to recognize that this body in which we are healing using this youthful self and the elder self is not our own, it is Mother Earth's. The union of Panchamama and Panchakama, the latter being the tangible physical reality, and the prior, the more known, is the energy of love and creation that embodies it. It's that primal self that is your survival tool. It is that trusted steed. It is that fight or flight freeze. Yet when out of control, it becomes a monster, leading us astray, guiding us towards a path of indulgence and separation. Yet it is truly not who we are. And the most notable in this spiritual path, this inner looking, is that highest self, that spiritual being, that eternal source light in which we all are. Yet the cell that all of these aspects of experience that rotate around is the soul, that conscious imprint that continues to live through life. It is that heartbeat of the Creator that embodies us in even the tangible and intangible realms. It's that unique window of awareness you are. And it's the soul that gets to express itself through the body, energized by the highest self, living out the physicality of that youth and the old. That is your soul, the fulcrum upon this tertiary seesaw. one must come to realize that this intersection of the cross is that beautiful recognition that you are everything you are searching for already. But do you live in the appreciation and the remembrance of such? And if so, what takes you out of that knowing? The most important in anything in this world is to recognize it. For when we see, we cannot unsee, with great difficulty, if we try to. Yet the most important recognition here is to know that the soul goes beyond concepts of spirituality. It transcends the intimacy of the physical experience. And it transcends time and space, for both our child self and our elder self are currently living in the exact moment called the now. This life becomes more mystical the more you learn, and the more doors of answers that you seek to open, you are left with thousandfold more to explore. This is a great mystery called life, which is why your body has been tasked to harness the energy of the soul to live, and that highest self lives through each and every form. But all is the creator in truth. And your soul is that cell of the individualized being, that one unique gift created by Source, that spark of the eternal fire. So take a deep breath here. Fill yourself up with as much love and light as you can. And with a smile on your face, simply hold. Hold the body filled with air. Begin to distance yourself from the attachment of the physical form. Observe the subtle and the not so subtle energies and the shift, the push, the pull. And tap into your spirit. Tap into that beautiful, unique expression of the creator you are. And realize that the soul's task is to embody the personality in which you were given. Allow the unique experience in which this body has led to be expressed. To be connected with the earth and living in reverence and praise, knowing that this is a gift of life and that this body is not your own. To become wise and understand that everything in this experience is arising for you. To come into a deeper knowing of your divinity. And allow that highest self, that effortlessness, that energy to flow freely. It's here we come to understand that we are eternal. Skipping time and space when we are immersed in the flow. Opening up to a greater power each and every breath. Simply observe the distance that arises from the physical attachment, the silence that is witnessed internally, and come to know that nothing has ever changed. But this life is a game of attention, also known as affection. And all you're simply doing is giving your beingness that sense of self, detached from all things, the spotlight. Simply being, simply resting, remaining as you are. It takes no effort. All we are is a witness to the divine. For everything around you and within you is of Source. It's the soul that knows everything is the creator. It's the higher self that has a soul mission to play out here. but all is for the refinement of that unique, individualized spark of the Creator that we know as self. So it transcends concepts of not self and self, of dualistic and non-dualistic, and come to experience yourself as the fully embodied divine God and Goddess you are, the Creator, the Destroyer, the personification of God. Each of you, each of us, everything and everyone that has been and will come to be is of the Creator. Your window of awareness, your portal to the divine is you. And that beautifully crafted window that the Creator peeks through is experienced as you, the soul. The part of you that transcends every life, collecting this information on what it really means to be. It is that seed that continues to be nurtured, that continues to grow throughout the lifetimes, to step into its own divinity of being its own creator. That highest self that we all come to know in this world is simply the spiritual, the intangible form, the eternal form. And that is the gift of this personal human experience right now, is that the body is the temporary one. But the soul gets to embody both. And it gets to experience the youth and the elderly states of this human experience. But each aspect of this life has its own intelligence of divine origin, that the body itself, the primal self, is connected to earth. Therefore, when it is grounded and rooted deep, that intelligence of the mother flows through. And as you are tapped into your divine nature of that highest self, the Father of the heavens stems down. That the traumas, experiences, the joys, the letdowns, the alleged seemingly appeared failures, but lessons rather, all are for this human temporary experience. The programming of the youth will lead us to the deconditioning that the elder within us has awakened from. When we honor these four natures of this experience, we come in more of a resonance, more of a harmony with our soul. Honoring the earthly and the divine heavenly realms. It enables you to transcend fear, to establish a deep trust, and coming to learn the lessons of the old and the new, those early moments of life throughout the experience to death, gives the love, the depth. We can see many aspects here, again, like the medicine wheel, representing the different directions, the different elements. Yet here must come to embody the energy of each state of being. Come to understand fully what it means to be you, absent of conditioning, full of love and understanding, compassion, being wise, tactful, forgiving, and having that divine will, an immovable force, walking by trust and faith, living in reverence and gratitude, that appreciation and praise for this temporary experience, living each and every moment as its own ritual and ceremony. All these aspects of ourselves in this life fuel the soul. And remember, the throne of the soul is the heart. So whatever makes that heart smile, what brings you that true resonance, is you realigning your soul itself. Pay no attention to the falsehoods in your experience, to the sadness, to the pain. For all is but a lesson. Transcend the victimhood of old, the trap of our youth, and enter into the era of accountability, authenticity, integrity, and openness. All of these are facilitated again by that connection with Earth, by healing your body, by treating that noble steed in which you ride upon in this experience with love and care. And the highest self, the intangible knower, that divine self that is the light in which you are, that is everything. All converge to you. The witness to them all. The witness to the spiritual high self, the witness to the physical primal self, and the witness of the youth and the aged. That is the window of awareness you are. The soul, the experiencer of all states of being, even the dreamless. So come in alignment with that fulcrum of the divine and witness yourself from that true position. When you hear the final tap of the singing bowl, shift your attention fully to the sound of the bowl as it rings. And as you release that breath, transmute into a powerful and mighty Om. And as you resonate on this level of the heart, that chord of the divine will be your proclamation for your soul itself. That trumpet, that vibration of love. Namaste. Whew. I bow to the divine within you. Yeah. Soul resonance. Maybe not what people think it meant. But ultimately, again, it's that conversion point of each duality we get to experience. And we experience two. One in time, one in space. If you want to think about it like that, that's one way to break it down. But yeah, this came for myself personally in a vision, kind of in this white space like the Matrix, you know, when Neo and Morpheus are getting their weapons and stuff. It was kind of actually like zooming in on it, like a big old circle forming in like bright blue light. And as I got closer, I saw the child self. And then bing, right across, I saw the silver fox, as I call him, the elder Peter. And then the primal self at south, yoked big boy, long hair, burly beard, kind of like apish hands. And then at north was the highest self. And then as I'm lowering, lines are forming in the center. And as I stand in the center, they're all just rotating around. And I just had that recognition of, you know, that window of the divine now is that true embodiment of the soul. It's the only moment we get to experience, you know. It's the most important thing. And just like we're witnessing a film go frame by frame, it's the viewer, the soul, that divine witness. That is the one that is watching. Highest self over soul, you know, experiencing all these things at once. But the soul is that life force. It's that love that is the glue for everything. It's the cell of the whole in which we are. Without it, none of the other bodies whether they be tangible or intangible, cannot exist. It's the nucleus to your divine experience called life, and the path home into alignment with it is the heart, because that's the throne in which it sits upon. So love yourself, allow your cup to overflow, and it will seep and pour into everything and everyone else. It's a beautiful experience. It's a magical dance. Yeah. Love it, live it, own it. And it will be a beautiful harmony that becomes established. When there's someone that is close to you and you want to say something to them, say it. Don't worry about outcomes. Transcend the mind. If there's something on your heart, let it be known, regardless of outcome. Now again, use the elder self, that tactfulness, time and place, presentation play an important role, but allow your soul and your heart to always act. It's the best compass you have. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say other than that, but I love you so much. Thank you for tapping in. May the fruit of knowledge offer a seed, and in that seed may your love, will, and intuition give life and nourishment, for a tree shall grow, and in its shade may you find peace, and offer peace to all who ask. Namaste. My bad at the time with you. I love you so much. Thank you for tapping in. And yeah, my bad, no Sunday. Got busy, swept away with life. I'm trying to also love myself more, and sometimes I got to focus on me and rest and recover and just get caught up in happenings. And much love, DMD. Always appreciate you, brother. Hope you feel the vibes and hope things have been resonating for you in life, and that everything that rises is for you. That's one of the biggest things about this path of trust and faith, is knowing that life, it's us technically. All is in the womb of the Creator. Everything's for us to come into a deeper understanding of what the soul is. Our union with Source. Our union in relation with one another. Yeah. Love you all. Peace.